Hey everybody, we are at SEC Media Days. Day one is in the books. I'm Jason Buck with the Telegraph.
I'm Jordan Hill with the Columbus Ledger-Enquirer.
And we are here to give you a breakdown of the three teams that went on day one. First, we're going to talk about Arkansas. Now, Arkansas coming off a 7-6 season, 2 collapses down the stretch. What was your takeaway of Brett Bielema, Austin Allen, and what we heard from the Razorbacks today?
You know, the biggest thing to me when you know Bielema's coming up, you know there's going to be some pretty good quotes. And he came off just, fire and talking about some interactions with Greg Sankey. But, just looking at him and really everybody else, you really look at, Austin Allen coming back for his second year. Brandon Allen was his brother. He replaced him last year, doing some really good things. And, I think Arkansas's got a chance with him to really be able to kind of take that next step. But it's going to be tough in the SEC West.
Yeah, it is, and they don't necessarily have the firepower when you look at the receiver position, but at the same time, Brett Bielema's offenses are known to run the ball. Should have a pretty good offensive line. They don't get Riley Williams, but they do have Devwah Whaley, a Georgia commit who ended up backing out and pledging to Arkansas. So they could still have a good ground game, and maybe that's something Austin Allen can work with in the play-action game. Let's move to LSU. Now, you wrote a story about Ed Orgeron and what he had to say. What did you think about his filibuster there to start?
Yeah, you start off, and these coaches will always give a really long opening statement. But Orgeron went for about 16 or 17 minutes just reading through the depth chart. It was definitely a nice introduction to him at Media Days as an LSU head coach. But a lot of interest watching him there now at LSU, and I think it'll be really fun, especially with him having Darius Guice to work with at running.
Speaking of Darius Guice, I think I can speak for both of us. We came away really impressed with him and his demeanor. First of all, shout out to Brown & Brown Custom Clothers in Baton Rouge. They hooked him up with a pink suit, a really nice looking pink suit. He said he made the comment that he saw it on the mannequin, wanted to try it on, knew he had to have it, and wanted to come to Hoover with it, so he did. But here's a guy who not many people nationally were talking about. Leonard Fournette goes down with some injuries last year. He comes in and just reels off some amazing games. 2 games over 250 yards. Put himself in a Heisman conversation. I was really impressed with him today. Clearly a smart kid. Wants to really do his part to better his family situation, by making money at the next level. What do you think? What kind of season do you think he can have for this LSU team?
We always talked about Leonard Fournette being that guy that could win the Heisman. And, he had some issues with injuries that stopped him from doing that. And, really from what I've seen, I think Guice is a guy that can make that happen. And it's kind of funny there was so much talk about Fournette. All of a sudden you got a guy, he's caught people's attention, but not quite like Fournette has. He could wind up being the one that does it.
Right, and he's a similar kind of back to Fournette. Big, fast, agile, a power back between the tackles. We'll see what he can do. Lastly, Tennessee. They got a little bit of a quarterback battle going on. Josh Dobbs, he had over 3,700 something total yards last year, passing and throwing. 2 guys are looking to take that job this year: Quentin Dormady and Jarrett Gortano. Those 2 guys, different types of quarterbacks. Got a pro-style passer, and you got a dual-threat guy. It'll be interesting to see what Butch Jones ends up going with.
You look at their offense. You got John Kelly coming back at running back, but they do lose 2 really good running backs. If they can figure out that quarterback position, the sooner the better, because the East, from what I look at it, you could really take any one of those teams that could really make a run. So Tennessee needs to get that figured out as soon as they can.
They do. You look at the receivers, and you got a guy like Jawan Jennings. You got some other guys there. That offense that Butch Jones had success with at Cincinnati and Central Michigan can still be effective defensively. What do they do with guys like Cam Sutton and Derek Barnett no longer there?
You lose a guy like Derek Barnett, a first-round pick. That's not just like an anomaly. He was a really good guy. They lose 4 of their starters on defense last year. Some of the guys that they had here today are guys that they really need to step up. You hear coaches say that they need these guys to step up, but really, so much production from last year is gone, and if Tennessee's going to be able to keep up, they need those guys to really come through.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up day one of SEC Media Days. We will be back tomorrow after Tuesday with Georgia being the headliner for all you folks back home in Macon and above, and the rest of the state for that matter. I'm Jason Butt with the Telegraph. He's Jordan Hill with the Ledger-Enquirer. Until then, we'll see you then.